all the wayward children, all the misfits from the land of lost toys. Take a breath today. Slow down a little bit. Let's start a survey here as well. We're interested in thinking. I can't even talk yet. Interested in seeing what you're thinking. Let's start this survey. E- uh, Simple and short and to the point. Let's start this poll, and then we'll get pushing forward to the best of our ability. Slow and steady today, nice and easy, one small step at a time. Hit the pause button and stay in the moment for just a short period of time. You don't have to stay here forever, and things got to get done eventually. But before that candle flame becomes a forest fire, it's time to slow down and take care of ourselves over a nice conversation. And I'll start that with the question: do you ever overthink it? Because I tend to overthink it sometimes. I tend to overthink it more than there's either nothing going on or everything, and it can be overwhelming either way. So that's the theme of the day. It's going to be slow and steady, taking it one step at a time, one moment at a time, 1 second at a time if need be, and getting through today, giving ourselves the praise and appreciation for the struggle. AJ, hey bro, all is well. Hope all is well. Pushing forward to the best of my ability, AJ. Feeling a little bit whelmed this morning, but that's all right. We're going to tell on it. I'm going to take my medicine of reflection and find some acceptance and appreciation. It's not unwarranted. There's a lot going on today, especially going to get the new school bus. Take it to my buddies, get it checked out. Hopefully I didn't myself with that one. It's been kind of on my mind the last 2 days because I bought it Wednesday and I couldn't insure it because of the holiday. And, I'm trying to get ready for this camping trip at the end of the week. Going up to the Adirondacks for a few days. I definitely overthink. I appreciate you, AJ. Thank you. That's the point of this morning, is for us to join together as a group, and I appreciate you being open and honest. Something about being connected with someone who struggles with the same thing. If I'm struggling with overthinking this morning and you overthink a bit and we can chat about that, it takes a little bit of that away, I suppose. But suppose that's how I keep level, think before you blink. Okay. Yeah, I guess it's not always a bad thing. I just tend to spiral out of control when I overthink. So I'm trying to rev it down, trying to slow myself down and not get manic in any certain direction. Um, I can feel that swirling today, right? You got to do this, you got to do that, you got to get the pack. You should have done it yesterday. The shoulda, coulda, wouldas of what I should have done yesterday. Well, I did the best I could. I went and did a chimney for a new friend, a fellow Turtle Herd member now, and it was a hell of a hot day yesterday. I must have sweat 50 gallons, and I was wiped. So this morning I got a lot on the agenda. I got to get my pack for the 4-day trip up in the Adirondacks packed up. Go pick up a sleeping bag and some bug spray. I think other than that, we've got everything covered. And then I got to call and get insurance on this small school bus. Then, you know, without overthinking it. But feel free to double tap that screen. Your thumbs won't fall off. They do. We always thought they shouldn't have. We're going to start today by giving thanks. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate the earth beneath my feet and the ability to move forward and walk softly to the best of my ability despite my tendencies to overwhelm myself. Yeah, follow the trend as of late and take the medicine, the reminder to push forward, the reminder that what the medicine is, right? Tell on it, lean on a friend, push forward and be all right. Marty McFly, Mr. McFly, that's awesome. I'm doing a through hike on the Adirondacks trails, doing a restock in town, and right now watching lives. That's awesome, Marty. We're going on a 4-day adventure up into the Adirondacks here soon. I hope you're having a good time, and I'm glad that you're with us. Give me some motivation and inspiration. Right, this will be the first time that I've done something like this. Been in the woods for 4 days straight. I usually When I go camping, I stay right in the old camper car, and I didn't give the car away yet. That's still on the agenda to the best of my ability. I still need the vehicle. I bought the school bus kind of impulsively to do this next trip. I do need to get another car before I can give away the give away the car. I do have a couple bucks saved, and that'll hopefully be on the agenda. Tree farmer, I think, is Marty. Life is about thinking, taking chances, and making moves. It's not about what you did, it's what you do. Build on what you got and learn from what you lose, and never let anyone distract you from being you. Mr. McFly, I really appreciate that. A beautiful piece of wisdom from an amazing human being there. I hope you decide to hit that subscribe button, brother, and become part of the turtle herd, because we weather the burden here together, and I can see that you would be an amazing piece of this community if you decided to join us. Thank you for the wisdom. That's beautiful. Good morning, Tree Farmer. Who is Tree Farmer? Tree Farmer's right there. He's our veteran in Kentucky, 120 acres of land, homesteading in a very minimal way, making it happen. He was one of the lead runners on the car. You asked if we had given it away yet. That's why I mentioned him. And like I said, it still might be some time. I still have the best of intentions, right? The best of intentions, but slow and steady. I'm setting that down a little bit. For a while, that was part of the overwhelming nature of me taking a break from this. But it's still in the still on the agenda, hopefully. So, and good morning to you, Tree Farmer. Yeah, we were just talking about the old Galactic Avenger, because I was talking about the school bus, and it's not quite time to I still got to put that to good use for a while, but the intention's still there. But I'm not going to pile anything else on myself, especially this morning. Feeling a bit whelmed this morning, Tree Farmer. Uh, Feeling a bit whelmed, but that's okay. We're in this shit show together, right? And I'm not going to be a salty bitch this morning. It ain't going to happen. I'm going to acknowledge it, push forward, ask for some advice. How do you pull yourself away from that whelmed state? Do you ever find yourself there? Do you ever overthink it? And how do you pull yourself back? How do you rev it back when you are overthinking it? Uh, you are as well. It's good to hear you. It's good to hear that you're doing well this morning, brother. Let's see what our votes are so far. We're at 5, and 100% of people. That gives. I know I don't want you out there overthinking it. Obviously, it can be a very painful thing, but again, camaraderie can help alleviate a little bit of the tension. So thank you for that. Thank you for answering the poll. Thank you for being here this morning. Take a deep breath and take it one step at a time today. That's the medicine we're focusing on. That's the lesson that's going to get us through today. And any suggestions, any quotes, Mr. McFly there. It's funny, Marty McFly there. I go by Mr. McFly or Scotty McFly. I picked up the name McFly at the Res Diner when I was probably about 18 or 19 and worked there. Them native waitresses can be pretty mean, but but yeah, I've been known as McFly here and there. That's awesome, man. I really appreciate it. I hope you're still in here, McFly. I hope you're having a good hike. I hope you're getting prepped up. Sounds like you're going on a deep adventure. We'll be heading in a kayak into the Adirondacks, and then finding base camp, chilling for 4 days, and then finding our way back, hopefully without any kind of assistance. All of us are kind of novice when it comes to doing this kind of thing. We go camping at state parks and stuff. I travel in BML lands and Walmart parking lots and different stuff like that. Rest areas is usually, so it's a little bit different than going off into the woods. So that's a little bit of intimidating. I got to make sure I bring everything I'll need to be safe and content. Do you have anything essential there, Marty, that you recommend I bring with me into the woods? Bug spray, coffee, creamer, powdered, and some clothes, something to sleep on, a tent, and a pillow. I got a compression bag for the pillow. That's kind of my game plan. San, I've never camped at any abandoned places. That sounds like fun. You got any suggestions? if you do have any suggestions of some abandoned places in Central New York or anywhere, I'd be up for checking it out sometime. Uh, Creamer, oh, you're manic. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit there, see Limber, a little bit. That's why I'm working on revving it down, right? Slowing it down. We're having this conversation. This is about me reflecting on the medicine that I need this morning. I am a bit manic this morning. I am a bit revved. I'm a bit. I've had it stewing in my stomach today. It's a big day. The best of intentions. I have in my pack packed by yesterday, so that I didn't have to think about it because we're leaving on the 10th, which is only a few days away. Um, like I said, I kind of wiped myself out yesterday with the heat and the chimney that I did. One guy on YouTube camped at an abandoned haunted place, and it scared and it screwed with him. I'm sure it did. I've like I said, I'm a kind of a novice at this. I think that I like to show a little bit of the adventure. This YouTube channel started off as as a video journal that I was doing. That my brother-in-law was like, "We got to start your YouTube channel," and I was like, let's give it a whirl." And I feel like I got pretty decent at the shorts, and the long forms not so much. And I set it down for a few months. It become more of a therapy session in the morning over a cup of coffee. A place where we can be open and honest with each other and communicate to the best of our ability. And reflect on the medicine and the love, respect, and open, honest communication that my father embodied. Hawanase, Alan Smoke, great man. And then it got a little overcomplicated, and I put a lot of pressure on myself, and I kind of took a break for a while. But now we're back at it, and I'm gonna start slow and steady. I'm gonna be doing some more shorts here soon, and then go from there. Sands, one guy on YouTube, Sands. Other than that, I don't know any abandoned places to camp at. Sorry. Well, I appreciate you at least mentioning it. It's something to look into. Like I said, we got a lot going on at the moment, but I'm up for pretty much anything. We're going to take this adventure to Georgia. Then we can get back to Sally's and all this stuff, and a lot going on into the future. But for right now, we're going to slow down, take a break, take a breath. Lucid, it's awesome to see you too, man. It's been a while. Tree farmer, thank you for opening. That's where I'm at. I've struggled with that. What to do next? That question mark. I know you've got a lot going on there too, and I hope that it helps to alleviate that you're not alone. That question mark can cause a lot of anxiousness in your heart when you're living in all the different rivers, all the different splits of the river ahead, right? When the what if of this and the what if of that, and all the different ways that you can go when you get there can torment you in a way that for me causes immense anxiety and I'm not sure either, man. But we're in this shit show together, one step at a time. We don't have to worry about that right now. It's about hitting the pause button. It's about taking a breath. It's not about worrying about what goes in the pack. It's not worrying about having to get the car, the new bus insured and then getting it registered and then getting plates. And it's about getting my buddy to look at it and worrying about if this is going to be fine and that's going to be enough. And to get all this stuff done, this moment's about taking a breath and acknowledging it and being together here in open, honest communication. And Tree Farmer, I'm with you, man. I'm not sure what to do next either. Not at all. Your oil filter will be awesome. That was just Randy telling me that there's the oil filter for the bus is in or will be in tomorrow, and I got to get some oil because he's going to help me. Yeah, boy. Good morning to all. It's good to see you, W. We're looking for a little bit of inspiration, motivation, and clarity this morning. Feeling a little bit whelmed, and we're telling on it, and we're reflecting on the medicine thereof. Taking one step at a time is the big medicine, right? I'm glad to see you as well, San. I know there's abandoned Walmarts, but I need here dangerous because of the gases there. Okay, well, I appreciate you, Sans. Face ourselves and turn towards the sun. Thank you, Lucid. That's a beautiful quote. Yes, face ourselves and turn towards the sun. Acknowledge, appreciate, and accept to the best of our ability. I'm here to remind myself of the medicine that helps me grow and sets me free. I appreciate you being a part of that. I hope that this conversation can help you as well, tree farmer, especially, brother, if you're struggling today with that thought of not knowing what to do. I think when it really boils down to it, not very many of us know exactly what we're doing, and if we do, it's not as clear as we feel like it is at times. If that makes any sense. In the bus. We are definitely not in the bus right now. We've got a call. The insurance company doesn't open until 9, and then I got to go to the DMV after I hopefully straighten all that out. And then it's time to go get the bus, bring it to, I don't eventually get it to Randy's later on this afternoon when he's free to get him to take a look at it. It's I like that speech. Thank you, Sands. If you don't mind me calling you Sands, it's just, I know that's not your name. Sands, but Sands is something I'll remember relatively easily, brother. I hope you remember the turtle herd if you decide. It's right there. If not, you're still welcome here, and your opinion is valuable. How you feel is valuable, but we can't allow that feeling to determine what we do. We have to take our medicine. That's what we're doing this morning. We're taking our medicine together. We're going to push forward and do the thing despite how we feel. Um, if you have it in you. So, if not, slow down. That's all right. All right, Sands, I like it. You dub these Sands, brother. I appreciate having you, everybody, here today. Any suggestions on how you slow it down, W? How you find yourself back in this moment? How we, wind it down and stop the overthinking? You know, whatever may work. Whatever may work, good sirs and madams. Did I change this? All messages as always. Why do we need to slow down? Well, I guess at times, moving fast and pushing forward can feel good and getting things accomplished, but I need to slow down because it feels like my heart's going to rip out of my chest, and I feel like that swirling storm, and I can feel the candle flame becoming a forest fire. That's what breeds the anxiousness in my heart. So that's why I need to slow down before this anxiousness becomes a forest fire, before I'm engulfed in flames. And, it's different for all of us, right? It's different. Some of us can handle going a million miles an hour all the time, and I can handle it at times. You've experienced my struggle with anxiety, W. Uh, I'm trying to, acknowledge it and handle it in a different way. Um, that's why I need to slow down, take a breath, take it easy on myself. Because when I get too revved up, um, even in a good way, it turns bad real quick. As far as overthinking, what helps me with that is prioritizing. Yeah, I appreciate that. That's kind of what I'm doing here as well this morning. Lucid, pick our hearts up, left away from distraction. Thank you, Lucid. Sanky, eggs and bakey. I think as well for me, being comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's a good piece of advice there, W. Be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Be okay with and know ourselves, right? Know thyself. Is anxiety an issue for you? Is depression an issue for you? Does that determine your emotional state? Well, if you can acknowledge it, then I believe a part of us can go, you know what? I can let it be just anxiety for now. I can just let it be that. That's something I've been working on. I'm an anxious human being and I fall into anxiety at times. It's not my anxiety. I'm not going to own it. I'm not going to let it determine what I do in the next step. But by acknowledging it, kind of takes the power away from it. I'm going to have this issue. I'm going to go, my physical being is going to go into this shock mode. I think, pick up your heart, W, I think as well for being comfortable being uncomfortable. Thank you. We already read that. Know thyself and you'll know the universe. Thank you, Lucid. That's a beautiful, look inward, right? Slow down. If that's what's needed. I think for me to slow down, Once one thing piles and the other thing piles and the next thing and the next thing, I'm balancing 50,000 plates. It's too damn much. I need to keep it simple to keep control of my own mind so that I can find a way to project positivity and hope. I can't do that overwhelmed. I get overwhelmed. My physical being gets overwhelmed, and you know I've spent plenty of years pushing through and white knuckling it. I don't have another day of white knuckling it in me. I'll be honest with you. Truth, honesty, love, and reflection is a new path that I'm trying versus just white knuckling it or just segregating myself when I start to feel that way. Because segregating myself doesn't help either. Um, you know, relax. My oops always used to tell me. My pops used to always tell me, relax. Yeah, that was Al's credo. Zachary, top of the morning to you there, Zachary. Top of the morning to you there, Pa. It's good to see you again there, mister. Have a cup of coffee with us. Join the conversation. We're talking about how to not be fucking insane. Good luck to you. We're gonna weather the burden together here today, guys. That's the thing. Good, bad, or indifferent. I don't fucking know, man. I don't know shit. I don't know about at all. Nothing. I'm seeking truth. I don't speak because I know it. I'm reaching out here with an open heart and an open mind, looking for suggestions to ease this physical being that torments me at times. Um, and that thought that this conversation can help someone else feel connected helps to ease me. That's part of my medicine. Um, that's part of what helps me to find a center, and a little bit of coffee, a little bit of time to reflect, a little bit of time to be open and honest, and you know, and to the wind, man. Let it be what it is. Admit I don't know shit. Admit that it's okay, and that whatever way it plays out, I'm gonna handle it. We're gonna handle it, right? It's gonna be all right. Lucid, I'm glad you liked the old Irish accent. I'm here to smoke a big pipe and beat you with me shillelagh. Don't tell the missus. Anyway, live in truth and love, trusting what will come. And live in truth and love, trusting what will come. If I said that properly, yes, Lucid, thank you for the advice. It's that kind of thing. I wish I had a big board here I could write your name on, because that's normally what we do when we're rolling the dice. Yeah, we're weathering the burden together, Lucid. I'm glad that you're a member of the Turtle Herd. Because that's what this is about, man. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be anything than what you are, and I'm starting to become okay with that. Today's, it's kind of an in the middle day. It's not a shit. I'm freaking paralyzed with anxiety. It's not this great, awesome, revved up, feeling amazing thing. And both of those are okay when I feel that too. Both of those are okay with you when you're feeling that, man. I'm sick of, trying to hide from the world when I don't feel like I could juggle and do all the shit that draws people in, because I'm full of fear that if I can't juggle all the time, then no one's going to want me around and I'm useless. Well, that's bullshit, because the people that really care about you, your real family, the people here that are striving to do the next right thing and be caring, compassionate human beings will be there. It's quality over quantity. It's real people, real connection, real human beings. It's W and his open, honest communication. It's Sans, our new friend. Let it be like the Beatles. Yes, let it be. Listen, some music. Thank you for the reminder. Some Beatles actually would be amazing. I want to listen to Let It Be. That's a very beautiful music. Some misled utopia. If you guys are looking for musical medicine, those are the solutions, right? Those are the reminders I need, because I'm so in this moment at times that I lose track of all these things. That's why I try to be humble. Be like, I don't know, because at times I can't think of any of the medicine. Music and communication, laughter is beautiful medicine, my friends. Be a child and joke and dance the jig, and maybe speak in an Irish accent once in a while. Something, whatever makes you feel right. Let that little goofy flag fly and stop being so concerned. And this is all lessons for me. These are all things that I need to hear. I need to stop being so goddamn concerned, about everything. I'm doing the best I can. I went and did an amazing job. I think I'm going to do a little short of the chimney that I fixed yesterday, helping this woman out. It's now a member of the Turtle Herd. She seemed like a great human being, and I'm glad I could help her out. And I was so proud of that. I felt so great and nostalgic yesterday But I was so wiped out from the heat and getting it done that I didn't do I wanted to get the bag packed. I wanted to do this and I wanted to do that, right? And then I wake up holding it all against myself. Well, you know what? You're doing all right. You did enough. You're doing enough. We're here today. Live in Truth. Yep, we did that one. Sands, Let It Be. Thank you. With the Beatles. Lucid. Check out Jesus Wallets in the Morning. Jesse Wells. Jesse Wells. Um, can you suggest that in one of my shorts or something? You know how I am with my memory. Again, I have this 4 second memory span when it comes to things, and I'm gonna be an open book. That's all I can be. Good, bad, or indifferent. I'm gonna always be an open book, and I'm always gonna appreciate your suggestions. I really appreciate the turtle herd. Might refer to me as the leader of this wayward group of misfit toys. Um, but that's just because the camera's pointed at me. That's not because I know anything you don't. I do have some tools that I was given that I want to share, but I'm looking to expand that toolbox to the best of my ability. I'm not humble myself. Humble my. There are times where I think I have it figured out. Believe that. I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm feeling quite a bit better now that this conversation started. Now that I broke that barrier. Now that I stopped overthinking even doing this. I'm glad we're here together. Jesse Wells. Coffee Brat, there she is. I know you tried to call me. Uh, Shar, my sister up in Potsdam, my actual sister. Thank you for stopping in, Shar. I wanted to answer, but we're talking about taking it one step at a time. I know that you got some suggestions on how to slow it down. I know that, like me, we've had this conversation about anxiety, stress. I got a lot going on. I'm going to pick up the school bus today. Blah blah blah. I got to pack the pack for this trip. Got to get down to Georgia. Got this festival in September that's coming up. That the expectations build because not only are we doing a lemonade stand, now they're asking me to be a featured artist, and I'm like, first of all, I start thinking I'm not a whatever. I am an artist. I consider myself an artist when I'm talking to friends. I think we're all artists in our own way, like, but I'm not good enough for that. It's like, you know what? Like, I like to paint. I like to draw. I like to do a little wood burning. I like to run my mouth. That's all my art, and that's okay, uh, my insecurities, that whisper likes to tell me I'm not good enough. Well, you know what? It's going to be great because I am an artist. You are an artist out there today. Say it with pride. Whatever art you bring into the world, whether it be working on a car or wood burning or or the art of appreciation, whatever that art is. What is your own overthinking? Let's see, where are we? Make sure I hit this morning to you. Didn't realize what to do. Do you save those lives? Do you save those lives? The lives, yeah. If you look on my on the channel, you can see all my lives. I mean, if you really want to know me, I'd look way back to nine. There's a 988 live where I express a lot about my brothers and my life and about that one's all about reaching out and saying the things. That's one of my favorites. But we touch base every day here, and I try to keep all those accessible for anybody who wants to go back and take a look. If any of the topics there seem like they resonate, please feel free to check out any lives. But the 988 one a while back. This was 8 months ago. But there's a little bunny guy. The graphics it was a good one, and it expresses a lot about me and what has brought me here. And what causes my struggle and how I'm handling it and some beautiful, thought processes that help me to move forward. What are you overthinking? I'm overthinking it all at times. Why right now I'm not. Right now I'm taking the medicine, brother. Thank you, Weimer, for your beautiful medicine that you bring to the table. When I woke up this morning, the first thing I thought was the school bus, the hiking pack, this trip I had to go on, the gas prices to get there, taking Bun Bun with me, not being sure exactly how well the school bus is going to make it. And then it just kept, and then it started spiraling. And then it's like, I'll get on here and just talk. And it's like, that's too much, segregate. Cause that's my defense mechanism. Segregate. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one wants to see you like this. Well, that's another barrier that I'm breaking for me to be healthier. Look at that, man. The people that are on here that really care, that are really a part of this community, want me to be here and want me to have a conversation, good, bad, or indifferent. A good friend of mine once, just told me recently, Rando Calrissian, man, I was thanking him, praising him for being there during, an anxiety attack a few days ago, and then the next day I felt great. And I was like, dude, you have no clue. And he's like, listen, man, like, I care about you. You're a good friend. And that means I want to be there, no matter what it is. You don't have to be juggling. You don't have to be on the ball. You can feel whatever way you want to feel, man. And him saying that, like, started making me realize that, that's how I feel about the people I care for, and I need to start reflecting that on myself. Congratulations on the bus. You've been, yeah, I know I've been wanting one for a long time, and that's part of it too, right? I've been wanting this thing, and yeah, I spent a chunk of the money I have saved, and it's not a reliable everyday driver, but like, it opens some pretty fun doors. I can do truck stuff with it. I can do little trips. I can take Bun Bun with me going down to Georgia to see Misled Utopia, and we can use it to go to the festival in September. It's something I'd like to talk to you about, Coffee Brat, if you're interested in. They're looking for featured artists, and you're an amazing artist, I think. So to do like live performing art, to paint or do whatever you do, there at the festival, maybe it's something we could talk about. I agree, Coffee. Scott, your art is incredible. Don't sell it short. Thank you, Coffee Brad, and W. Thank you for backing her up, man. And that's part of what I do. That's part of what brings me down. I know I do have a short in there that shows some of my art, and I appreciate you guys appreciating it. And I do, when I'm in my right mind and feeling comfortable, I am an artist, right? When it's easy to think these positive things at certain points, and other times it's not, right? At other times I let that whisper overwhelm me, and that darkness telling me I'm not worth it. And you're not, the first thing I thought when he asked me to be a featured artist was like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. Like, but like, I don't want to say no either, because like, that's a hell of an opportunity. I'd be able to sit there at a festival and do some painting or some wood burning or some spray paint art, or whatever, and talk about art and reflection and open honesty. And we could have this conversation on live while we do it. It all sounds amazing. I just got to have the ability to continuously take my medicine so I have the strength to do it, right? This is the medicine. Not saying no to this is the medicine. Not saying no to doing the next right thing so that it can exceed your greatest expectations. That's the medicine. And I implore you to take your fucking medicine. And a lot of times we gotta take some time and slow down and figure out what that medicine is, and then accept it, through the fear, because there was some fear there this morning. I'm just gonna push through and do all these things and worry about, fuck that, man. It's time to hit the pause button. Boom. Time to come on here and see some really good people I care about, get some advice, and move forward. Hey, Scott Weimer, we love your face. I'm up, James, brother. I've been thinking about you last couple days. I know that you must have had a rough one last time we seen you. I've been thinking about you, brother. I've been sending prayers. I love your face. We're slowing down today and taking it easy on ourselves. James, thank you for being here. The OG of OGs, our grandpa, our master, I can't even think straight. Our the coolest grandpa I know, and a good friend, despite the fact that I've never seen your face, which is an is something that you couldn't have told me I would have had a few years ago, James. So thank you for being here, brother. I really appreciate you. Tell the whisper to off. Okay, no, you're right. That's what we're doing here right now. That's part of the medicine. You're helping me to tell that whisper to go fuck itself. That's what you got to do. Look it right in the eyes and blow that candle out before it becomes a forest fire. Don't say no to the medicine. This is the medicine. And I was going to say no to it this morning. Look at that, man. I was going to sit out there and fold and close, try what's going to fit in the pack. And I got to do this car thing. And I'm worried about all the different splits in the river and shit. And, it started off with this little bit of anxiousness. But if I don't get up and take my medicine, if I don't tell on it, if I don't allow myself to feel connected with people I care for, it gets worse. And I was starting to take these negative puzzle pieces, and that was becoming my reality in front of me. Right now, we're taking all those negatives and we're throwing them, and we're putting positive puzzle pieces through open, honest reflection together here. Weimer, I suggest to get early sun on those eyes, face, and skin. Get cold in the shower for 3 minutes and breathe. Bond with the people you love, including the turtle herd. Don't forget to eat. Weimer, those are all beautiful suggestions. That's the medicine right there. Those are the reminders that we need to be healthy, right? I suggest you do the same thing. Those cold showers, when I'm really feeling, I hate the cold showers. I hate it. I blast myself for like as long as I can hold it. But if you're out there having an anxiety attack, or if you love somebody who's a real anxiety and they're fucking freaking out, shaking, and like can't pull themselves out of it, their nervous system's in shock, try to get them into a cold shower for as long as they can handle it, man. Because in those, at least in those 2 seconds when they blast themselves with the cold water, I'm telling you, you're not thinking about anything except for like hold on and stand in here as long as you can, and it like and then it allows at least give you a minute to take a breath. And I hate it. I fucking hate it. That's like the last straw. I'm freaking out. Like I don't want to be in that shower, man. It sucks. But you're right, man. I can't handle 3 minutes. I handle 30 seconds, but it like kind of wipes the slate clean even just for a second so you can take a breath. Weimer, thank you. Yes, eat and hydrate and lean on the people you care for. If you don't have anybody that you feel like you can lean on, start here. Uh, the other big thing is to be open and honest, man, and to be humble. I don't have to be right. I don't know shit. I don't know about shit, and that's okay. What I do know is that I've been given a certain set of tools that I need to remind myself the value and how to use them at times because I continuously forget. Because I'm a juggling monkey, over here. But thank you, Weimer. You're 110% right with those suggestions. Could you even do one of your birdhouses? You're right. We can make some birdhouses while we're there. Good morning, M. Dizzle, to Mike Sizzle. Good morning, W. This is what I do and control my overthinking. And W says, this is what he does. And actually, to set boundaries up for my own self and thoughts, if that makes sense. No, you're right. Let's set some boundaries today. Let's let's find a safe zone, right? Let's do our best to define those boundaries. Say no when you need to. That's good medicine. Um, Taking care of yourself first is what I'm doing here. Making sure that I understand that this is just as much about me as it is taking care of you guys. Good morning, Sally. I have therapy this morning, so I won't be here long. Love you guys. We love you too, Sally. I'm glad that you're taking that. I've been doing the therapy thing. I'm still on the fence about whatever, but having a professional to speak with, I think, is a beautiful thing. Thank you, Sally. We're talking about taking it one step at a time today. I'm finding my medicine here with you amazing human beings this morning, and that's a beautiful gift. And there's some suggestions Weimer gave up there. If you're feeling a little tense this morning, you want to go back and take a look, Sally. James, hello. James, Weimer says hello. Sally, good morning, says Sally or Weimer. Hey, MD, everybody saying hi. My stepdaughter had a stroke. Oh my God, I'm praying for you, James. I'm praying for your stepdaughter. Let's all take a second and pray for James's stepdaughter. Creator, please look over James's stepdaughter. Please help her come back to full strength after this stroke. May a God of her understanding guide her to a place of strength, James. And may a God of your understanding help you find the strength to send her as much love as she needs. We're here with you, brother. Pretty rough lately. And I could imagine that, man. I could only imagine how rough it is lately, but you're in the right place, right? Weimer says, Sally, oh no, James, I'm sorry. James W sends his love. Everybody's sending their love. It is what it is, James says. You're right, and that's how we that's medicine too, acceptance, right? We must accept what it is, because with free will comes the possibility of anything. If it can happen, it will happen, and it happened, and good, bad, and indifferent. There's some kind of silver lining there, whether it bring you guys closer. I know that it's hard to say that when you're on fire, and I don't mean that it's a good thing. What I do mean is there's some kind of lesson there. Even if the silver lining is just you being able to spend a little bit more time with her. I know it doesn't seem much, and it's not a good thing. I'm not saying that it's a good thing that this happened. I'm saying that we can at least shine a little bit of positivity into it. We're all coming together to send prayers and love to your stepdaughter today, in her healing and growth through the stroke that she had. And thank you, James. It's not an easy thing, man, to put out there what you're struggling with. That's part of the medicine this morning. I struggled with even getting on here. I almost didn't. I almost segregated like I do when I'm struggling, man. And I'm glad I didn't, because I feel a lot better than being in my own head. And that's real medicine. Don't go in your head alone. It's a dangerous neighborhood. Don't go up there alone, Al would say. Don't go up there alone. Take a friend. Be honest and open, and tell somebody what you're struggling with so you can weather the burden together. That's why we're the turtle herd, because we weather the burden together. I'm catching up on comments, guys. If you give me a little bit of time, I will, I promise. I use your heart and not your eyes. Thank Thank you, Scott. I needed this. Lucid, we appreciate you being here and communicating. So sorry to hear that, James. Sally says, when I did that happen, MD's. Thanks for all your help about 4 days ago. Thanks for all you. It helped about 4 days. Okay, it happened about 4 days ago. Well, we're here for you, James. We appreciate you taking the time and coming in and expressing yourself, man. It brings value to this place, um, which helps me grow. And that's my medicine for me, is to know that we can weather the burden together. It's not a joke. It's not bullshit. It seems cheesy and whatever, but we really do weather the burden together here, and that adds value to this place, and it really makes me feel connected. And I love you guys. It might sound cheesy, might sound like bullshit. It's not. I fucking love you guys, and I appreciate being here because I can go and tackle all this little bullshit that's seeming a lot smaller now. It's seeming a lot smaller now that we've come together with open, honest communication. Yeah, I'm going to do Weimer, the cold, clear those thoughts for sure. I'm sorry to hear James. James, left side. I'm so sorry to hear that, James. Physical therapy. Oh, physical therapy you've got. Well, physical therapy is good too. We're having therapy, emotional therapy here this morning, I guess, so we can get that out of the way. But yes, physical therapy. I hope the arm is doing better, Sally. I think today is some kind of yes, it is some kind of test, James. Today is a test. We're being tested every day in every moment in 1,000 different ways, and the more we can acknowledge these tests, the better we can do at them. Yes, it's a test. Today's a test, James. Are you going to handle it with grace? Are you going to handle it with love? Are you going to accept what's going on? Or are you going to fight against it? I fight against it, man. That's where this all comes from. Now we're talking about it, really realizing that's where all my tension in my heart comes. I'm fighting against it. I'm worried about all the splits in the river, man. We can't. You're not fighting against it. You're leaning into it, and you're doing the best you can by telling on it and being here with a group of people that really care about you, James. I really care about you, and I know that everybody else here does too. We're all sending that love to the best of our ability, brother. Yeah. To just you'll get through it, James. We're gonna get through it together, James. MD's got your back. For example, let's see. For example, I refuse to think about my ex baby mama when I'm doing it. Put me into uh, a place to want to leave this world. When Weimer's saying kind of mode when he thinks about those things due to the hurt and pain. So I have found myself in thought process going away. I find myself or thought process going any negative way. I refuse. He stands his ground, is what he says. Especially and Weimer, thank you, man. Thank you for admitting that what these thoughts do to you, man. Because you hear about this, right? This desire to leave the world, right? And like how people have won against it. You don't ever hear about when they're in the moment, right? No one ever comes and says, "Hey, man, right now I'm feeling like doing something." You know, um, I'm here to tell you that thought does plague us. These tendencies to. It's called, the S word, uh, idolization. Um, you know, we idolize this thought. It doesn't mean that you want to do it. It just means that when you're on fire, you're willing to do anything to put out the flames. But you got to do is we got to find the medicine we're working on here now. And if you know anybody who feels that way, please invite them in. I've lost people I've loved to this thing. And I don't want to ever lose anybody again. And I feel bad sometimes when I get into this place where I feel like leaving this world because I'm so overwhelmed because I'm not taking my medicine, and I get so overwhelmed that I'm on fire and I don't know what to do. But it makes it easier being in this place with you people, with the turtle herd. The open, honest, real communication makes it easier. I'm sure, as Weimer could tell you, to face this burden because we're weathering it together. I feel you should go up in your head alone, so to speak, dealing with your demons. Okay, I think that maybe there's a little bit of that's good, but like I said, Al's philosophy was not to go up there alone. Don't go up there alone. Don't. And why would you go up there alone? I'm not going to judge you. Someone who really loves you isn't going to judge you. And just like Randy said to me the other day, man, like he wants to be there on those rough days, man. A good friend who I want to be there. I want to go up there with you, brother. There's no judgment, there's no shame, there's no resentment that's going to come from you taking me up there to that dark place with you and fighting that demon with you. You know, I think that's why as men especially we feel like we have to like go to that dark place alone and then come back when we're ready to juggle again. You know, like don't go up there alone. I don't think you should, man. Maybe spend a little bit of time up there alone inside the old Gulliver there, and but you know, don't get wrapped up in it, man. It's so much easier to fight that darkness with a friend. It's so much easier to find compassion and love in your heart for yourself and for what you've been through with a fresh perspective, because you know it's just hard to do it alone, brother. And you don't have to. Now, if you can, and that's what you prefer to do, you know, just acknowledge why, man. Why do it alone, brother? You have people that care about you. Ramen, it's good to see you. Hello to you. You think you would ever do opened panels? What's open panels, Lucid? Mom, niece, cousin, best friend. I'm not sure. MD message retracted. Are you speaking on people that you invite into your heart, help you open up, or your no? Okay, your mom, niece. Yep, my brothers, my father, my mother, you know, my stepfather. We're sending love to all of them. So sorry for your loss, MD. Weimer says we're here with you, Weimer, and thank you for taking us up there, MD. I know that's a struggle for you too, MD is human, and that's part of she juggles, right? Just like I juggle, right? We juggle to distract ourselves, man. Like everything's fine. I'm gonna help you and feel better. Like that's what we do because we're empathetic instead of being, and then we go up there alone. We go up into our own minds alone, and we try to fight our own demons, instead of accepting the compassion, love, and appreciation that we try to give to everybody else. Because I'm here. I'm the somehow we believe that we're so much different, right? That we need to do it this way, but everybody else needs to accept our help. It's so crazy. You choose that KY. I've been isolated on this mountain since November 2003. It's a little bit of a hard statement. He did choose that, but we're here for you. You're not isolated at the moment, Tree Farmer. You're not alone, brother. And I'm sure you chose that for a lot of reasons. You've got something that a lot of people would want, and at times I could see it being overwhelming, especially being alone. We're social creatures, right? We're meant to interact and to grow and to learn together. And hopefully we can help you feel connected, brother. Tree Farmer. Hopefully we can help you feel connected and open, honest communication too, Weimer. We appreciate you putting out your opinion in a straightforward way. That's what a brother does. No soft, no sugarcoating that shit. Yeah. Tree Farmer did choose to be up there, but he didn't. I'm sure his thought wasn't, I wish I could go up there and be segregated from the world. I mean, his thought, he had this. It doesn't work out to the way that we planned, exactly how we planned. And I'm sure that it could be, and it's okay. It's okay to feel whatever way that Tree Farmer feels too, because he wishes it would be different, right? He's got this thing that's so appealing, that would be so amazing, that a lot of people would love to hypothetically jump on and be a part of. But we're also full of fear. We're also contained in whatever we're used to and however we're used to live, that it's hard to take the leap. I think that's a big part of the problem. And even with me, it's hard, right? I take these leaps, I do these things, but it's still hard to take the leap as a human being. It's still hard to do this great thing. I've never been camping in the woods for 4 days straight, canoeing into the middle of nowhere. It's kind of intimidating. What do I bring? What do I do? Whatever. Like, all those things got to be put aside, and I got to just live in the moment. I've never had a school bus before, man. I got this POS Dodge Avenger that's made it all over and back. Will the school bus make it? I don't know. It's okay for in a year. MD, it's not okay, but it can be all right that it's not okay. You don't have to be okay. We're here to save you just as much as you're here to save us, and you've got to learn to accept that. Just like I've got to learn to accept the help and the medicine, and not be the only one carrying the burden all the time. That's what all this is about: being open and honest, being, and loving myself through open, honest communication, man, and allowing myself to be loved the way that I want to take love and cared for, the way that I want to be loved and cared for. and in the way that I strive to love and care for others, and that starts with open, honest communication, and understanding that my needs are valid, that it doesn't have to be the yo look at me, Mr. Meeseeks bullshit all the time and juggling and taking care of you. It's got to be about my needs as well and trying to acknowledge them to the best of my ability. IFV, it's so good to see you this morning, brother. Tree Farmer, I most certainly did choose this life up here, but I did not choose to have all my cars taken. I could only imagine, brother, and the things happen outside of our ability, and I think that's why you're at the top of that list. But I got to take care of me first, right? I do still plan on giving the Galactic Avenger away, but I can't put anything. My cup is still empty. I'm still slowly trickling and filling it up. Once I get to a place where I'm hoping by November, because that's when the inspection's up on the car. I can save up enough money, to get another little vehicle, to get something smaller that'll work. And then you're at the top of the list, brother. No promises, no expectations. I appreciate you still being here, because that was part of what I beat myself up. But I wanted to do it all right away. I want to do it all right now when I have these great ideas. I wanted to give you the car the moment I thought about giving the car away, and you came in and started being part of the community, right? But that's unrealistic. Everything takes time, especially things we've never done before take even more time. No point in taking about my problems. Nobody gives a shit. MD, are you serious right now? Do you think I'm glad you're laughing, because you're not serious. There is a point in talking about your problems, because we love you. Is there think about, if I said that to you, what would you say? You'd be like, Scott, shut the fuck up. Tell me what's wrong. Tell me how you're feeling. Is there, the impact that you've made in my life just by reaching out and allowing me to openly and honestly communicate in my darkest hour means everything. And if that means everything, then it should mean everything the other way around. And I know you're just fucking around, but I wanted to be real serious and abrupt about that. It does mean something, MD. We're here for you, and you're allowed to, whether you say it once or 1,000 times, you're allowed to feel whatever way you feel about the losses you've been through, the struggle you've been through. You're allowed to talk about it as much as you need to talk about it. There are days that you can be on the ball and take care of the world, and those are beautiful days. There's also days where you need to be carried, and that needs to be acceptable too, because we're here to carry you just as much as we're struggling to allow you to carry us, right? And it's a struggle both ways, and that's where the medicine lies, somewhere in the balance, where we allow people to care for us as much as we care for them. We allow ourselves to be what we need to be without shame or regret or some sense of it doesn't matter. It matters. It matters a lot. And we love you deeply. Of course we care, MD. See, look at that. Yeah, I'm glad you see it, MD. Why and how can you say that? I think W's talking to MD. We are open and listening. We can't bring our loved ones back, unfortunately, but how can but how to deal with death? How are you dealing with your losses, MD? We could talk about that. I think that's a beautiful thing. Part of what causes this underlying anxiety is me not digesting it. I thought that I had all the answers when I lost these people I loved. When I first lost Steve, and I was given this understanding of the traditional teachings and what my place was and what the work was, right? I was distracted, and I understood the process that went into the Onondaga's understanding of the next step, and maybe I didn't digest it as well. And then it was my other brother, and then it was my father, and then there are days where it's like it invigorates me. It invigorates me to know that I had these amazing people in my life, and I know what my place is. There's also days where that shit fucking destroys me, and that's okay too. That's okay too. You're allowed to have those days, and then when you have those days, I implore you to lean on someone you love. That is the next great thing. I got Liverpool Associates calling me. I'll call them back. I'm glad they're calling me. They must be open. We're going to call them back here in a little bit, and then we'll get the new vehicle put on, because I left them a message on Wednesday. But we're going to hang out and chat for just a little bit longer, maybe another 5 minutes, put an hour in today. I want to thank you guys all again. And MD, we love you so much. If you're having a rough day, if any of you guys are having a rough day when it comes to loss or grief or anxiety, depression, addiction, even if you were fine yesterday, even if you told on it 1,000 times already, it's okay to tell on it again. This is a comfortable, safe place to be open and honest about the struggle, whether you're on top or whether you're not today. I think that part of me too I become fearful of being okay, because it's like, well, if I'm okay now and then I revert back, like, oh my God, like, just be okay if you're okay. Be in pain if you're in pain. And then treat yourself the way you'd want somebody else to act. Open yourself up, because as a compassionate person, you'd want somebody else to open up, but then we refuse to, right? We refuse to let anybody in. We refuse to admit that we need help. We refuse. Well, I already talked about that, and it's not over, especially when it comes to grief, M. Dizzle. You are this amazing human being, and you deserve to feel it. And some days are going to be heavier than others, without a doubt. Uh, the British thing, get up and get on with it, because nobody is going to do it for you. Exactly. We must get up and get on with it. But we can do it as a group here. We can change the norm, right? It's an American thing too. It's a human thing. We've all been brainwashed into thinking we're in this shit show alone. You're not. That's what this community is about, is understanding you're not in this alone. And then that we don't have to weather the burden alone. That's what the turtle herd is here for. That's what you subscribed for. So you don't have to weather the burden alone anymore. That's why I created this space. I mean, that's what this space developed into. I created this space as like as me chatting as I traveled, as me just being me. But it's become, through you guys naming it the turtle herd, and through you guys becoming members of this scenario, and you guys expressing yourself in a beautiful way. You've created this space that allowed me to, like, overcome my fear of even getting on here today. Because why? No one cares. No one whatever. I got to handle it alone. That's bullshit. I don't have to handle it alone. You don't have to handle it alone. And you shouldn't have to. For me, I lost my father in 2011, Weimer says. After he died, I lost 11 people in my family that year. I can say I probably still haven't grieved, and I remember the good things. Try to honor the people that we've lost, that have gone on ahead, as the Onondagas would say. These people that have gone to heaven, or the fertile hunting grounds, or whatever word you put on it, that associates with a God of your understanding. They're all here, with us. And then the one thing that they take with them is our intentions and love. And the one thing that they leave behind is the connection that we have with them. And that's something that we have to hold on to. And some days that can be overwhelming and painful. And other days, it can be inspiring and light. We're humans, and you're allowed to feel whatever. And just and MD is sorry to hear all that, right? And just as you feel empathy for WMD, we feel that empathy for you, and we want to help as much as possible. Choi, it's good to see you, brother. MD, doctor appointment today. Well, you hit up that doctor. Love you, Brandy, Breda. Love you, brother. I love you, brother. You came into a deep conversation here at the moment. I'll go back to work. We'll see you around. See you around, Choi. Everybody check Choi out. It's Oneness again. It's not Choi anymore. He likes to change. Choi, it's on there. He changes his name here and there. He's got a good relaxing channel. You want to listen to some tunes, check out South Korea. He's a good guy. Sally, guys, you can't go forward if you're letting the past be your future too. Yes, I believe that as well, Sally. We've got to figure out a way to let go of all that bullshit as well. And I appreciate that. The rear view mirror is there for a brief reflection. It's not the windshield. It's not meant to be the whole picture, right? But it's also okay to acknowledge those days where the rear view mirror starts to overwhelm us, right? But we need to focus on the medicine. Sally, you're right. We need to focus on the medicine. The medicine is coming back to this moment, giving thanks, feeling connected and loved, and moving forward to the best of our ability. I don't think we should dwell on the past, but I think there's times where we need to acknowledge it, especially when it comes to loss. It comes to loss. Let's see what we got. Thank you, Sally. I appreciate that pearl of wisdom. Miss Letutopia. Yo, Scott, hey, Turtle Herd, says Miss Letutopia. When do you pick up the bus, Scott? The bus is in Parrot or Pulaski, and I gotta get it registered and insured and go to the DMV and all that BS. Reflection, but not living in it. Yes, there's a line, Sally. There's a line between reflection and rumination, and we're trying to define that line. I think that a lot of people don't even reflect because they're afraid of falling into rumination, right? They're afraid of falling into this cycle, right? So it's like, don't reflect at all, and don't, and put it away, and it's done, and it's in the past, right? I think there's a balance there that we're trying to find. And again, I don't know about, I'm out here trying to out. And I appreciate all the points of view, especially yours, Sally. And you're right, reflection over rumination. And we got to find the line between there. But I think that there's a healthy balance right in the middle. We reflect just enough so to ease our souls, especially in those times of pain, and before it becomes rumination. Uh, that medicine, there's an edge of that reflection where it's no longer medicine, it becomes a poison. And we're trying to find that together, like what that balance is. And I appreciate so much that you're willing to reflect with us and help us figure that out. It's not a linear existence. If you live in the past or anticipate the future. You're right, because you're living in all those moments, brother. Thank you, Misled Utopia. IFV, brother, how are you? Weimer says, it's great to see you, says Weimer. Yes, thank you, Sally. Hey, Weimer, good to see you, too. It says, Misled Utopia, I'm good, Weimer, dude. What's up late now? I like wah, wee. I need coffee. Go get yourself some coffee there, good sir. We're going to chill for a little bit longer. My insurance agency just called me, so we can call them back. They're obviously open. Your people want you to be happy. They're still with us. They are. Thank you, Sally. You're right. That I think that, maybe on those overwhelming days, they're a bit closer to us than they are on the days where it's okay. And maybe that's why it's overwhelming. And I think if we accept that overwhelming nature, we invite someone in, we chat about it, we don't dwell on it, we just reflect on it, we can be close with them in a beautiful way that, we tie tears into pain, right? We tie grief into this thing that we don't want to feel. But I think there's times where all that's okay. And society doesn't tell us that, right? Society doesn't tell us it's okay to cry, especially as men. But there's times where that purge is necessary. There's times where there's so much loss in our hearts and our lives that, to let it out in a personal way is a beautiful thing. It's hard to do that. It's hard to, that's, I think, part of the medicine. Find it. It's okay to be in pain. It's okay to accept in the moment and weep for what we've lost and weep for what could have been. I think that's part of reflection. That's right there on the line before it becomes rumination, because we could fall into that and it could become way bigger and way more than what's healthy real quick. But I'll be honest with you, I still struggle with that ability, because I had someone I really cared for, a mentor, that told me I was disgusting for shedding tears after losing people I love. It's bittersweet. Thank you, Sally. You're right. I had a full-on laughing fit yesterday. I needed it. That's a beautiful thing too. It's funny. It's funny. Once we let go and we feel these emotions as deeply as we need to feel them, and we're comfortable with it without shame, then we can find ourselves in this blissful place. I'll admit that, about a week ago, I had a really rough day again, and I was feeling overwhelmed, and I did. I went to the car, and I allowed all of that energy to come into my heart, and it overwhelmed me. I missed my brothers, I missed my father, I missed my mother, I missed Jimbo, and I allowed it to consume me for just a moment, for long enough for me to weep and purge that feeling. And then later on that day, I found myself walking through Walmart whistling. And then it all just seemed so asinine in that moment. It all just seemed, it's like the cosmic joke made sense, and I started to laugh, and I was just laughing at life, and I felt good. I felt better than I had felt in a long time, because I allowed myself to purge that emotion that society tells us should be shameful, that I've been told is shameful. By someone I love deeply. I was told that it's shameful for a man to tear up. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I have emotions. I loved, and I've lost, and I've lived, and at times it can be overwhelming, Sally, and then you felt better. Yes, I felt a lot better afterwards. I was able to get to that point of laughter at the universe and the cosmic joke that seems to crush me sometimes. Because, yes, it's all a cosmic joke, and if we could figure out a way to, hold on to the punchline for 2 seconds and laugh about it, but we can't get to that point without purging ourselves of all of this pain. It's okay. You're human. Drop the boulder. Set the fucking boulder down. For the love of God, stop picking up that boulder of pain and owning it and throwing it in your pack and picking up another one and throwing it in your goddamn pack until you're so overwhelmed that your cup is empty and the world weighs 1,000,000 pounds. It's time to set the pain down, and it's a metaphorical thought, right? And it takes some kind of effort to set the fucking pain down, and part of that is purging the pain through allowing your emotional state to exist in whatever way it needs to exist. Stop judging yourself. I felt a lot of shame for this shit for so long that I bottled it up. And then what do you know? I'm hurting people, because that's acceptable as a man. I don't want to be that person. I'd rather be the crying, bumbling buffoon than be the person that beats the living shit out of somebody because I'm in so much pain and I'm not allowed to feel it that I need to hurt somebody. I grew up like that. I grew up in that toxic atmosphere where we're all just passing the boulder of pain around. We're all just passing it around, me hurting you, you hurting me, and then we're both pieces of shit, and it's okay. That's not a real healthy way to live. And I don't know what healthy is again. I don't know about right now. I don't know anything. I'm trying to figure it out. But I know that I've been shown and given medicine through this amazing family that Creator put in my path. God will give you whatever you need. We just have to be open enough to accept it. And I'm so glad that despite all the broken bullshit that the child that I went through, I accepted Al and Rob and Steve into my life as my family. Because, now I can live in his image and I can be a good son by reflecting the positivity and love that he brought into this world, but only if I figure out a way to set down my fucking ego and I allow myself to feel what I need to feel, and I treat myself with love and respect the way I treat others with love and respect. You have an epic day, M Dizzle. She's out of here. We love you, M Dizzle. Got lots of and care about you here for sure. We do love you, MD. When someone tells you to man up, tell them to get the cup. Yeah, you're right, MD. Be you and feel what you need to feel. Cheers, IFV. I appreciate that, mate. The rear view mirror mentor is a good one, Scott. Well, the rear view mirror that came from Sally, so thanks Sally for that one. And you're right, man. There's a reason the rear view mirror is this big, the windshield's this big, because certain things are more essential for our growth and expectation. We must be looking forward so that we can define the split in the river we want to be in. We can find that healthy place of appreciation and love and hope through this struggle. I can't tell you how much this moment means to me. I can't tell you how much that, making the decision despite the struggle to get on here and have an open conversation has changed my mindset and has allowed me to take it one small step at a time, to not be overwhelmed by all these things. I'm ready to start the day. I'm ready to get going and get this school bus rolling, get my bags packed and do this, that, and the other thing. I wasn't ready for that. If I would have just segregated and hid from it, it wouldn't have been healthy. It would have turned into rumination. I wouldn't be reminding myself of all the medicine that helps me grow, the musical, spiritual, the spiritual, physical, and emotional medicine that I need to move forward, because I am an impulsive being. I forget immediately, unless I keep reminding myself what the medicine is. Unless I keep coming here to involve myself with the beautiful people who care for me, this turtle herd, these members, anybody who's decided to subscribe. If you haven't, that's fine too. But if you want to become a member of the turtle herd, it's one click away and it's free. And whether you do that or not, we weather the burden together here with open, honest communication and without judgment. It has been a while since someone came in here and tried to hand their pain off, but that's always interesting too, because we handle that in a very unique way here. If you come in here trying to hand over your pain, we're not taking that boulder. That should be the lesson of the day. On the boulder of pain. That was Al's biggest thing, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around. Set down that boulder of pain. You don't deserve it. It weighs too damn much. The resentment and the anger and the expectations that weren't met, it all weighs too much. The expectations of the future and how you're not going to live up to, or it's not going to be what you whatever. When he'd say we must find a way to be in the river of life in this moment to be comfortable, I believe he meant setting aside the past and the future, without a doubt. And when I'm in my right mind, I feel in that moment when I was laughing in the grocery store, right after that purge of emotions that I needed, and I understood the cosmic joke for a split second. I was so in tune with the moment that I should be in, that everything else, the past and the future, it all melted away, and I could laugh at this giant cosmic joke, and I could be in tune in a very metaphysical and beautiful way that set me free and allowed me to be in this moment. Um, and those moments are fleeting at times, but you have a great day. G to G, you have a great day. You too. The fear, the rear view. Yeah, we did that one. IFV. They tell us that in the military, rear view mirror, mate. Oh, the hell yeah. Well, we appreciate that reflection and appreciate your service, IFV. MD, well, I got go now. Okay, well, we appreciate you. And you guys, you have a fantastic day too. Everybody send love to MD. We're still sending love to James and his family and what he's going through. James, if you're out there, we love you, brother. Let's reflect on self-care today. Let's allow ourselves to feel the emotions that need to be felt, so that we can move forward stronger. Because when we're the dam holding back 1 billion gallons of water and it's overflowing on us and we're struggling to stand strong, the dam's eventually going to collapse. We can't hold that forever. There's 1 million pounds, there's 1 million boulders in our backpack that we're trying to stand up and take a hike with. We've got to dump that backpack out. We've got to purge the dam, and we've got to set ourselves free so that we can be in the moment, to the best of our ability. And everybody loves you, MD, and everybody's very appreciative that you open up with us. They become Hercules rather than Spirius. Sisyphus. I don't know the Sisyphus story. Everyone have a great day. Sally, we love your face. I got to get going too, guys. I love you deeply, James. I hope you all have a great day. James, we're really happy to see you here today, brother. I'm going to probably, as long as everything works out, no expectations, I'm going to get this bus on the road, and maybe we'll do a live later on, from the bus. We can check it out, show you how it is. And know that you're loved, James. Know that we're sending love to you and your struggles today. Know that everybody out there, know that you're not alone. And I feel that in this moment. I don't feel as alone as I was allowing myself to feel. Um, and That's a great thing. That's a great thing. You're not alone. You're whatever emotional state that you're in is accepted. We're going to take it one step at a time and digest those emotions, because we can't always be in that blissful, peaceful, happy place, right? That place that I wish I would have woke up in this morning. That place that when I can, that I was laughing in the grocery store, flowing in the river of life. Like, we can't be there all the time, and that's okay. Because the struggle that comes in between those times defines the beauty of those times. The rainy day makes the sunny day that much more valuable. The struggle breeds strength that nothing else can. And not to say that when you're on fire, there's any other solution, than to freak out and be in pain. But once you figure out a way to once you figure out a way to put that fire out, it becomes a beautiful world. If you're on fire out there, if you're caught in pain and anguish, and you're at the mercy of your own emotional states and you're overwhelmed, you're in the right place. You go back and reflect on this live or others. Try to find some kind of there's some shorts out there that I've put out there that have some mental health tips. If you know someone and love someone, don't know what to say to them, invite them into this space so that we can help them grow. And Sally, we love you. We are here for each other. This is the place. We're here for each other. Sally, thank you for the reminder. Again, I got to get going, guys. I got a lot of stuff to do myself today. Hopefully we'll chat later on, if everything works out without expectations. Goodbye to all my Turtle Herd members and all of our new friends. Don't forget to double tap that screen. Your thumbs will definitely fall off. Yeah, there you go. We like to see the hearts popping up there down at the corner. Respect the circle of life, the meaning thereof, the flow in the circle of Mother Earth, and how we're just a part of the beauty that is her. Slow yourself down today. Take it one step at a time and listen to the way that nature folds out before you. I just had a thing come in that distracted me. But yes, we're going to listen to Creator and how he's trying to speak to us, the God of your understanding today. Listen to how he's trying to speak to you and how his creation plays out. Respect and appreciate and slow down for the turtle trying to cross the road. and the symbolism that comes from the medicine that Creator's creation um, has to offer for you. And I'm going to see you later, Misled Utopia. Don't forget about the Humans First an Alliance or Initiative. I'm so dyslexic, it's ridiculous. Um, it's Alliance, isn't it? Humans First Alliance. Appreciate all the hearts. That makes me feel warm and welcome. I'm really glad that I took the leap away from fear despite the anxiousness and got on here today. Thank you for the reminder. Pick the turtle up and help him. Yes, compassion is free, right? You know, and I'm glad I made that choice to do that the other day, and I'll keep making that choice. And those are the moments I'm going to focus on when I start to resent myself, when I start to become overwhelmed by the world, because I'm the guy that'll stop and pick up the turtle. I'm the guy that will grab the stuff off the top shelf for your grandmother. I'm the guy that will do his best to have an open heart. Those are the things that I'll remind myself of. Not of all my failures, not of all my downfalls, not of all the negativity in the world and what I can't accomplish in this moment. Those things, they come so easy. The reminder of those things come too easy. I will remind myself of the positive, beautiful things that I bring into this world and the amazing connections that I've made with you amazing human beings. And I will continuously pick up the turtle and help him across the road. I implore you to do the same. I love your faces. I'm going to get today going. And don't be a salty bitch today, my friends. I'm off like a herd of turtles. I'll catch you later.